I welcome the opportunity. This is an opportunity to look at the government and our reaction to the crisis in the Ukraine. And I'm on record for standing in solidarity with the people of the Ukraine and the appalling, aggressive war perpetrated by Russia. We have done the right thing in opening our doors. I do think we need more actual practical information in relation to what's happening on the ground. I know that Galway has opened its doors. It's not a competition, but it's actually the third county in the country to open its doors. I understand there are 2 hotels, one in Galway City, one in Connemara. I would dearly love some information on that, as I have emails in relation to volunteers on the ground being overwhelmed. If I park that for the moment, it's the right thing that we're doing. Part of this is the reactions, our reactions. Well, if our reaction is to now go down the road of getting rid of our neutrality as a result of this war, then that's totally wrong and unacceptable, in my opinion. Minister, this morning you quoted, and when you were absent, so I quoted again, you quoted Desmond Tutu as saying if you're neutral in a situation of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. That is not, first of all, there were many other quotes which I'll come back to that you might have put in context of Desmond Tutu to capture the peaceful man that he was and someone that abhorred wars on every level. You didn't do that. And also the suggestion or the innuendo is that we who stand up and say, don't carry out war in our name, don't get rid of our neutrality, that somehow we're on the side of the oppressor, whom we have repeatedly come in here on the side of peace and on the side of trying to get a more equal world to ensure we won't have wars on an ongoing basis. Prior to the Ukraine, just to finish Desmond Tutu, what he said about the arms trade, he said he learned a lot about the business of war. In my opinion, the arms trade is the modern slave trade. It is a business out of control. And every day, 1,000 people are killed by conventional weapons alone, and most of them women and children. When he made that quote, which was a number of years ago, I haven't the time in 2 minutes to go through 20 years of the ongoing militarisation of Europe, starting with the Maastricht Treaty going forward, including PESCO, the European Defence Agency, the European Defence Fund, and all the time the voices and the drums of war by the arms industry having an open door into Europe and determining a strategic compass when we should be looking at a moral compass. And I make no apologies for raising my voice, which I rarely do, for peace. And we should be using our neutral, strong voice to bring peace and to ensure that our role on the Security Council is not used in a way that's warmongering with the EU leaders that have done it for years. Look at what Borrell has said. Just look at what Jean-Claude Juncker. We need a fully fledged European Defence Force. Look what the arms company Ráiteas said. What did he say? We are not vendors. They're not vendors. Can you imagine? We are partners. Such is the obfuscation in relation to language. And when we talk about war, we mask it with a peace facility. We talk about battle groups and we say they're for peace. I am totally opposed to the militarisation of Europe. I am totally opposed to using this horrific war to further more wars. And I'm appealing to you, Minister, to use our voice in the world of diplomacy to ensure that we can get peace as quickly as possible and to stop further needless deaths. The President of the Ukraine has spoken about having a neutral Ukraine, and he would be, not happy wouldn't be the word, but certainly up for, he would be agreeable to it as one of the many components in relation to a peaceful solution to this. I don't know why our voice wasn't raised before on this in relation to having Ukraine as a neutral country. We're a neutral country with a lot of other components to ensure that that would be a lasting peace. You asked me to stop, so I'll stop, Catherine.